Good times. All right, hello and welcome back to the Altair campaign. I'm your host and GM Nineveh, and with me are Kathea and Soinarrios.
Hello, this is Kathea.
And I'm Soinarrios.
Awesome. This is episode 21, session 20. This is now one of the longer games I've ever ran. The D&D 5e campaign was longer. To be fair, those were also like 4 or 5 hour sessions. On the flip side, the game also had like 6 players. So even though we were all talking more, things move more slowly. Okay, so last time we did most of our Earth season things. We failed at making beer, we ran around, did all that jazz. This time, we are kind of wrapping up a little bit Earth season stuff, and then we're going to move into Dark season, and then hopefully just keep rolling, because there's not a lot of like adventure material to do when there's like a bunch of snow and it's 0 degrees outside, which is currently lining up with our real lives. That's fun.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, right. Like we're in it with them, and we know what it's like.
We're role playing
Okay,
that
so-
LARPing it.
It's awful,
Immersive.
and I hate it. Yeah, super immersive. I love 0 degree weather. I love negative highs. So pretty exciting. We're getting close on the last one. All right, so we'll go and kick some stuff up. So one thing that's been happening, you guys received lunar soldiers who were delivering food and things. That was kind of a big event last time.
Yes.
You might remember
Yes.
Priestess Lena and all that stuff.
Our people
One
that were
thing
so
you
excited
get-
that we did that for them.
Right, yeah. Everyone was so happy that they were here, and it was not complicated or anything. It's very peaceful. One thing that you do, like in the aftermath of that, the weeks following it, as you're kind of living your lives and stuff, is you start to hear some rumors coming out that at some point back in fire season, so this would have been several months ago, right? The way, and it's all rumors. There haven't been any proclamations or announcements or anything. But the way you hear it from different sources is that the Lunars took a swing at the Holy Country, and it went pretty poorly for them.
To the south?
Yes.
Yes.
South of Sartar.
South of
I
Sartar.
don't know
We're
how good our
talking about
geography is as
Esrolia.
characters.
Yeah, you would Esrolia, Heartland. You would probably recognize those names. Notchet would be a city that you would recognize, like the greatest city in the world.
Say, isn't that like the largest city anywhere around that we know of? Anyways?
Yeah, it's really only rivaled by Glamour. So your understanding is that as these
They
rumors
tried to
kind of come out,
expand.
it takes a
and
while.
They failed.
Yes, like not just fail, but like the way you hear it is that they had armies stationed further south in Sartar. They put together an expedition, and like you get this in bits and pieces that kind of add up to a story. It sounds like the Holy Country met them on the field of battle, and that their whatever, the God King, Pharaoh, depending on what canon you like.
Pharaoh. Yeah.
Their leader used, because he's, like you're not super familiar with these guys, but you know that there's some sort of, like a lot of them are like magicians and sorcerers and things like that. But he used whatever magic he has that makes him an immortal God King, and he raised a magical wall across the battlefield that like broke up the lunar forces and also just flatly killed a bunch of them. And that the wall itself appears to be magical and is kind of keeping the Lunars at bay. So kind of a big victory against the Lunars, big defeat for the Lunars, and it's kind of been the talk lately. You're not sure how much of it's rumor and how much of it's true.
Yeah, but does it seem pretty certain they were checked?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely sounds like they tried to keep pushing forward like they've been, and they got backed off pretty hard.
Interesting.
All right, so that kind of occurs. This is something that will eventually be known as the Battle of Building Wall, which I know you guys have both heard of out of character.
Yes. Yep.
So you have lived through that as a historical footnote somewhere far away.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the world, or at least the other side of the country that our tribe belonged to, that our clan belongs to, but we're on the north end. So
yeah, you would feel very
little.
Not
playing the super. We're not playing the super anti-lunar characters either, so it's not like, yeah, go. Somebody beat them. It's kind of like a shrug. But it's kind of nice they were checked because they probably were a little too full of themselves, and they've been a little irritating. But
that's right. Humbled they've been. They'll probably reform now.
Probably not. I have a feeling they're going to keep pushing until things go really bad for them, but I don't know why I feel that way.
Pave the road to defeat through many successes. All right, cool. So that happens. Other thing, Soinarrios, you mentioned that you wanted to go courting.
Yeah.
So how are you pursuing that? Are you just going to go off next door to the next clan over there?
You want me to go with you?
Does that make things better or worse? Do you feel safer or less safe?
Well, you'd be safer with me as long as I don't cause an incident.
The problem is you're probably going to end up there during the tribal fair anyway.
Of course I am. But I would never cause an incident. It'll be their fault.
You do not have to take your cousin along if you don't want to.
No, you absolutely don't.
There's a part of me that wants to, though, but...
Okay. And
I feel better with you, Nor.
Is it the good part of you or the bad part of you?
Well, there's a part of it, like, wanting to give the chance to smooth things over.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't trust her and Holmgren or Hillmill. And also I don't trust her and Corster's dad.
Fair.
With that triangle of violence and anger.
I hate. Orbrast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Who's the chieftain? Is the other person you're talking about the father? Yeah. As the other person you're talking about is the father of that person that tried to head my arrow?
Yes, the guy who headbutted your flaming arrow, yes.
Yeah, he went for a header. Okay. I mean...
All right, so Soinarrios, what do you want to do?
You pick. Just let me know.
I think I'm going to go on my own.
Okay, a wise choice, I believe. All right, what do you take with you?
Wow, judgmental.
Are you taking your axe and shield? Are you taking armor? Are you just taking your belt knife?
I will not take armor, but I will take axe and shield.
Okay.
I think.
Aren't you trying to show that you can protect him?
Is that a faux pas? Because I know last time he came just with a belt knife.
It's... you're allowed to bear weapons in Orlanthe society, but like carrying them around is sort of it would suggest a heightened precaution, right? Like armor would be like, yeah, pretty, like it's kind of like one of those things, right? Like if you're carrying a pistol, okay, right? Like in our society, right, being like Americans and whatnot, like if you're carrying like a pistol, concealed carry sort of situation, no one's gonna be too worried about it, right? If you're just like walking around with a like AR on your back, people are going to be alarmed. If you're wearing tactical gear, people are calling the cops, right? Like that would be sort of the progression, like, so like your belt knife would be like, I can see a bulge where I think maybe he's wearing a pistol, right? Not that worrisome. Axe and shield, you have a long arm, right? People can do that. It's legal, but it's concerning a lot of times, right? If you wear your armor, you're like, people with armor are planning on getting stabbed, right? So
how about I ride my horse over?
Okay.
I have my axe and shield on the horse, but I just have a belt knife on my belt.
Okay. Okay, cool. You are navigating this cleanly. That's good. Good job. Proud of you.
Because I said that, and I'm like, wait. What will Kathea do?
Your first instinct is like, yeah, I'm taking weapons. And then you're like,
well, you have to remember, Kathea's a thing. She is expected to have weapons on her most of the time.
Kathea is. That's true. Kathea's job is also to carry out state violence. State's the wrong word. You don't really have a state, but you know what I mean. You're authorized to hurt people on behalf of your clan. So, which kind of makes your existence a little bit of a threat. But you're right. You do have that right.
I am that police officer that shows up.
Yeah. So okay, so you go by yourself.
The one that uses excessive violence and
right. So you go by yourself with your knife on your person, but your sword, your axe and shield on your horse. So they're slung. So this is like riding into town with a rifle on your horse, or like in the rack on the back of your truck, like that sort of thing. So
yeah.
I like that we're like so enculturated in this. So the best way I can explain this is by like walking us through like firearms. So neat. That's cool.
Welcome to America.
Is this toxic gun culture? Am I participating in toxic gun culture? Goodness. All right. Well, I am sitting in a room that has like 6 rifles and shotguns in it, so whatever. They're in a safe. Leave me alone. All right. Okay. So you ride out one nice earth season day. So it's fall, right? The leaves are turning. It's a little windy. It's cool out. And it's like the second Wheel of Time book cover for me. I guess that's a reference for me. So anyways, so you ride out in that weather that morning, and you'll ride into Mandarin lands, which are not very far from you. You're kind of at the tip of the spear, so to speak. For that stuff, you're pretty close to the border. Since you're living on stolen lands, captured lands.
Oh, captured.
Reclaimed.
Reclaimed. You're living in a stolen house, though.
Fair.
So you don't have to go very far.
And square.
Right. So you don't have to go very far to get onto Mandarin lands. And there are like little paths, right? So you're not just riding on like an open field. There's a dirt path that would kind of go from like your clan town to theirs. Their little village is just called Mandarin again. Like it's like Mandarin village of Mandarin clan sort of deal. So
is it smaller than ours?
No, it's about the same size. It's you guys are broadly similar in population and wealth. There are some differences, but they're not huge in either direction. So you ride into there. You're really not bothered, right? As you go in, there aren't that many people out and about. You do see some people in the fields. It's late in earth season, so most of the harvesting is done. People are right now probably spending a lot of time threshing, right? It sucks. I don't recommend it. But that's kind of what you're getting. There are not a lot of people about. Once you get into town and like dismount, right? So you can kind of like walk about. People let you in. There are some thanes and things around. Your tattoos draw some looks since you're obviously, voting, which is fine. How do you approach the situation? Just like curiosity.
When I get in the village, I'll dismount, lead the horse myself to what I believe is their clan hall.
Okay.
I think that'd be the appropriate thing to when you're on somebody else's land.
Right. So you go to like tell them you're here, basically.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay.
So receive me with hospitality and generosity.
Well,
like we would.
They do hate your guys. You were on the winning side of that war. You can afford to be generous. It's easy to be forgiving when you've gotten what you want. So you get, some people are staring at you and kind of looking at you. You can sort of like, as you're like walking through town, there are other people out and about and they sort of give you some space and give you the evil eye sort of deal. Like a couple people spit on the ground. Like you're not feeling very welcome at all. So, but as you're approaching the clan hall, like around one of the corner, like around another building or something, like someone's walking about, like Chorustor turns the corner and sees you. And you can like see his eyebrows like climb his forehead, like, oh no. Like surprised, and then he like laughs, a bark of laughter, and then he calls out to you and says, "Soinarrios, so they earn voting, fellow daughter of the Tovtaros. I didn't expect to see you here."
Agreement as well, and just wanted to return the favor, so figure I'd start here looking for him.
Right. So he nods at that and like he approaches you, so he gets kind of like in conversational range of you and says, "Okay, you found me. What are we doing?"
Would it be okay to sit in the clan hall? Because I don't feel fully welcome by anybody besides you.
Sure, right, yeah, we can do that. So he takes you in there. So cool. He gets you some water or something and sees if you need food. Like, have you eaten? You want bread, cheese, soup? Those are the sorts of things you're gonna have available.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Partially just gonna ask kind of how people are doing over here since I got all the nice glares and spits in the ground and how he's doing. And then I might share the funny anecdote of my beer I tried to brew.
Okay, nice.
Some reason I think he'd find that amusing.
He does. He thinks it's funny. So all those things take work. His life hasn't been too bad here. Like they've been planting and building houses. Just your general structure raisings and stuff, but they've been busy at it. It's mostly done now. They've raised most of their new halls and things, sheds, barns. That's been the work.
I do ask after the people that, all right, having fun. I told them about the wyvern already. Wyverns, I think, already.
Yes. Yeah, not a lot has happened since last time you've seen them, really.
Okay.
The elf stuff, maybe? The elf stuff probably happened. That was a fire season adventure.
Yeah, because I
can't remember.
I know we fought ogres for elves.
Nice. Okay. Interesting. Solid. Sounds good. He seems a little like he's listening to your stories and he's talking to you, but you can tell he's like a little like, why are you here? Like, not that he doesn't want to see
part you. Is yeah. Well, one is to see him and to keep that going. Okay, 2 is that way maybe even though I'm enfolding him as well as the Mandarin, don't necessarily see me as an evil enfolding since I'm right on the border.
Right, doing outreach.
Yeah, well,
Okay. So he nods at like the idea. You're like, well, I'm trying to visit my neighbors so they don't hate me as much. He's like, right. He's like, but okay. I was like, I understand that in your clan these matters are settled and everyone's basically happy with how it worked out. I hold no grudge. Clearly,
others might.
These things happen, but the clan is not of that opinion by and large. So I would recommend being careful.
I tried to be. That's why I didn't sneak up, and that's why I didn't come fully armed and armored, even though
Right.
I thought that might be a good idea.
Right. You are currently protected by truce, so unless you do anything criminal for the next year or so, you'll be okay. They're honor bound not to attack you. After that, they're really just honor bound not to kill you in secret.
Okay.
So, just so you know, like not everyone is all murderous all the time, but calling you out in public and then murdering you is not illegal per se.
That's not a secret. No.
Right. We told someone. There's rules about how long you can go without telling someone and stuff. They're not as strict as like Norse rules where it was like you can only pass by so many houses before you have to let someone know what you did. Like if you go by 3 doors, then it's secret murder.
So yeah,
it's not quite that way.
So neat. In about a year or so, I'll have to ride out, keep an eye on my
herd,
cows and sheep and all that.
Yep, probably
a bit more so than I do already.
Right. He kind of laughs at that. He's just, well, turnabout's fair play, I suppose.
Yeah, since in my first week of being an adult, I did find some of your cows.
Right. Exactly. It's like yes, that's precisely right. No, he doesn't care. They weren't his. It's like whatever. But no, that's just the way it is, right? So he'll talk to you for a while. If you're not wanting to leave the clan hall, there's only so much you can see and do here.
We could maybe walk or ride about, but I probably shouldn't stay too long unless I'm going to tarnish his reputation too much.
Right, right.
But
sensible.
I might let him know that we might be thinking about things in sea season, or may or may not want to see if he would want to venture along. Maybe if we did like the dead thing or whatever.
Okay, he'd be interested. Nothing wrong with going around and being a heroing.
It's good for the soul.
Yeah. Plus, like, he's like, I've heard you're pretty good with that axe. I'd like to see that. Preferably be against someone I don't know.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. Better with the shield, I think.
There you go. Nice. So yeah, he'll ride about with you for a while.
Actually, I am better with the shield. Like,
yeah. True. There you go. But he'll ride about for a while and kind of show you around. Like, none of this stuff is really like, I mean, you've probably been these places a couple times just because the fairs have probably happened a couple times in your life when you've been old enough to go. So, like, some of it, it's not all new to you, basically. Like, you're familiar with, there's the temple, there's the other temple, there's the clan hall that we were just at. Here is, a grain silo. There is a shrine. Here is a fancy stead. I mean, you've seen these sorts of things. Like, so after a bit, absent anything else you want to accomplish here, we'll probably have you go home feeling a little bit like, well, that was something.
Thank you and sorry.
So did that go? No, you're good.
Yeah.
Did that go how you wanted it to?
No, yes, it did. It went fine.
Okay. Cool.
Since not trying to make everybody even, but since I've visited Harvard, I was like, I should visit Corstar as well, and
makes sense.
That way, it's not all one-sided, even though it should all be focused on me.
Right. It's all about you, really, when you get right down to it.
It's like,
nice.
I'm the character.
There you go. Yeah, but, they don't know that. Those two things happen. Good job. And we did all of our Earth Season downtime last time. Like, all of our, like, skill rolls and things, because we thought that was the end of that season before we decided that this needed to happen as well. Cool. Okay. Which is fine. So we'll roll on into dark season of this year, 1606. So first of all, as with always, right, the days get shorter, the nights get longer, the air gets colder and colder. You start to get snow and ice. You're keeping your animals like partially in the steads or like in corrals so they can be bunched up and kept warm, and you keep an eye on them. The winds howl around. You're going through firewood at a faster rate, all that stuff. You have plenty of time to kind of stay indoors and do things around your properties, right? So you're spending quite a bit of time doing repairs, right? Mending clothing, weaving, spinning, stuff like that. You're going to have a lot more time to work on because there's really nothing else to do. like you're kind of just stuck at home quite a bit. And that is true for both of you. But one night, that seems like a good week for it. So on Death Week, Wild Day of Death Week in this season. So full moon night. You are both, whatever you were doing during the day, it is the night time. You were both asleep. And while you are sleeping, you both have dreams. And whatever you were dreaming about, whatever dreams you were having separately, like whatever you dream about normally, that's up to you. But this night, whatever those dreams were, another dream intrudes. And both of you can hear the myriad sound of howls filling the air. Hundreds of wolves, or thousands, or tens of thousands. You don't know. And you can taste salt and iron in your mouths. You don't know what that, like, why. And you can feel something you're connected to being just pulled apart. And you'll both wake up in the night. You are not the only people who have this sort of premonition or omen, but you don't know that because you're both asleep wherever you are, and you wake up alone. And you know that something terrible has happened or is happening. Not here, not on your clan, but somewhere. You can be like, oh well, and go back to bed. That's fine. Like that happens, right? Or you can try to learn more about what's going on. You could ask, you could ask people the next morning. You could try to cast divinations to see if your goddesses have any insight into things.
That's
you can kind of wait around.
I'm probably staying at the temple,
right?
And I would see if anybody else there had woken up.
Your priestess has.
I will ask her.
So Colchis.
And I'll tell her the dream I had and the feelings I had from it, and ask if she has any insight.
Yeah, she's woken up as well with the same, having had like the same sort of dream, the same imagery and stuff, and she tells you that she fears something awful is happening to one of the tribes or clans of Sartor, but she doesn't know what. But if you want to help her, you could look to Yolorna for wisdom and see what's going on.
That's a kind of cat. Is she going to, or can I cast divination?
You can cast divination as well. Like she'll guide you through like some ritual for it, right? Like just like it's a stargazing thing where you light some fires and look at the reflection, look at the sky, and kind of meditate into a trance to kind of see what's going on. Okay, so that's you. You can roll to see if you. I don't know. I mean, your divination should just go off. So
I think don't you roll for rune spells or for?
Yeah, you have to roll whatever rune that's associated. But
for me, it'd be fire, sky, and
yeah, but the rituals are going to make this substantially easier. So, like, unless you roll 100, you should be fine.
I've got a 95% skill on that to begin with. I rolled an 08, which I don't think helps me, but it sounds.
It doesn't, but it's cool, right? All right, on your side, Soinarrios, how's it going for you? So you wake up, same thing. You wake up in your bed and you're like
I am done appropriate winter clothes and head actually to my mother's house. Not so much because she's my mom, but because she's also not the high priest, but the head priestess of the Arnaldan temple here now.
Yes.
And see what the loom holds for what we saw. Or for what I saw, and I presume if I saw it, she probably saw it.
Right. That's a safe assumption. So you bundle up and head out into the cold to be like, what's going on out there? So sensible, action and hero oriented. You'll have to make that trek. It's no explosions. There's a blood red moon hanging in the sky, completely full. The snow is tinted pinkish red by it everywhere. And it's bright enough. You've probably been outside at night when it's snowy and the moon is full. Right, so it's pretty bright. Like if you were literate, you could read by this light. You're a little literate, right? You can read a bit. So, it's that bright though. It's bright enough to read by. The light is reddish, and so it makes these really sharp shadows where things are kind of red, and then the shadows are long and sharp and black, and just dark. And it's been that way all your life. The moon's been up for several centuries, but it's still eerie, and so you find yourself, moving along in that with this kind of fresh portent on your mind, but you get through the snow and stuff with no real problems, right? It's just probably kind of a jumping at shadows, a little bit nervy trip. When you get to your mother's house, she is awake and she is sitting at her loom. So when you enter, make an insight roll for me. She's always hard to read, isn't she?
Even when I succeed, she is.
You get stuff out of her.
Not this time.
No, nothing. Okay. So she looks at you when you enter, and you can't You can't tell if it's positive or negative. You can't tell if you're getting credit for having had a vision or if you're getting points docked for not handling it on your own. But you're here, and that's something. So she says, I assume you've seen the same thing as I have.
It seems that way. And I let her know about the Howling Wolves and Salt and Iron and things pulled apart.
And she nods kind of briskly at that. She says, yes, the same for me then. Good. She says, all we can do is peer deeper into the weaving of things and see what's being formed. So with that, she hands you some thread that she's spun to help her with this loom. So and same for you.
So
you may cast divination alongside her or whatever. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, okay. I will feed the fabric to her, and then using a different metaphor, it's kind of like making sure I'm holding the flashlight at the right angle for my dad under the hood.
It's never right. It's never right. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's wrong. But no, that's cool. Okay, so you're in the same boat. You can use a rune. This is a ritual, so given your guys' relatively high rune scores, you were probably only looking at a failure to cast if you roll a fumble. It's like 100.
I succeed.
Nice. Good work. Okay, so you both have divination visions. All right. For you, Soinarrios, like as you're weaving, like what you're seeing is that your mother is weaving, but she's not like same sort of thing, right? Like she's weaving, but she doesn't have a pattern in mind. She's just letting the tapestry weave to see what it shows her. Like you can kind of recognize that feeling, like you're handing her threads of different colors and things as she calls for them, or even when she doesn't, like you both just have a sense of what should be next now, like as you go. And you'll be at this like all night and into the morning. But what you weave is a pattern of like white snow with red on it here and there, like you've made little red blotches, and like the shape of a wolf's head over it, like, and there's an outline behind that of a tribal insignia that you would recognize as the Maboders. So for reference on the map here, if you look to your map, like you're the Tovtaros, and then if you go due south, that's the Dinacoli, and they're huge. And off to their southeast is a little place, like a little triangle basically, called Mabod. That's a Maboder land. What you know of them is that they are made, their tribe is a triady. There's 3 of them that intermarry between themselves, and they are also matriarchal, so their leadership are women, and the men move between the 3 clans.
Okay.
So somewhat like you. So this omen, right? You get like the tapestry out of it. What you've seen is like a great wolf's head, like engulf this. And if you look a little further east, under Jaldan's Rest on the map, the word that immediately springs to mind for you is Talmori, the wolf changers. Men who are wolves and wolves who are men. Under the light of the full moon, they all turn into great beasts that are impenetrable to normal arms and weapons. Your understanding is that Sarder was like the king, like Prince Sarder, the man, was allied to them. He made friends with them, and they served him. Your understanding is that alliance with his family held throughout the rule of Sarder. But there are no princes of Sarder on the throne in Sarder. There is no prince or king of this land. The Lunars killed that family, and they haven't found any survivors to put on the throne as a puppet or a regent.
Way before the Pretenders even put there, or is he there, but he can't light the flame?
Yes, Timbertain hasn't happened yet. So they're currently out of character. This is something you would know nothing about. They're currently in the process over the next couple of years of assassinating all of the likely survivors that have fled to the Holy Country, and only after that will they produce Timbertain. So yeah, right now there's no ruler of Sarder save for the Lunar administration.
Yeah, and so and I assume we got something similar out of ours, except for
you have a different vision that gives you some of the same information, but also some different stuff.
Okay.
So we'll cut over to you now, and your characters will obviously talk about this at some point. But from your perspective, right, you don't weave a tapestry or anything. You are meditating in candlelight and starlight until you receive like a further vision, right? So like your perspective zooms out and up until you're up in the sky, like looking down. And so you can kind of see what the stars see, which is a lot. The sky, vision, sight, truth, clarity are all kind of things you associate with the sky anyways. Like, so you get a pretty good sense of what's happening. When the stars first come out, so the sun sets, the stars come out, the moon is always in the sky, it never moves. You can see, sort of abstractly, all these like wolf-shaped shadows just start spilling into Maboder lands. Like, and so from high up above, you can just see it like slowly, like a flood, just like flow in to their lands. And you can, from there, you can see fires, blood, smoke, people fleeing in the snow. And you get some of that same sense of like the sun's and sky's domain like is in a hierarchy. So like you get the impression kind of unfolded to you that the Maboder were traditionally foes of the Tomori. All of that stopped when Sartor took over. But now that he is gone,
stopped for like 100.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's been done for a while. There's been peace for quite some time. But since his descendants have disappeared and the hierarchy of this land is broken down, old problems have reemerged, right? And you would be keenly aware of this. Like, you just went to war with a neighboring clan last year over ancestral issues. Like, the Tomori and the Maboder have apparently reignited hostilities, and it has not gone well for the Maboder. The Tomori are absolutely savaging them. Like, that night, like last night, like they showed up in force.
Under the full
you're not
moon
sure. Good.
And basically, we're getting the idea they wiped a tribe out.
It kind of feels that way, or mortally wounded them. Yeah, like did a huge amount of damage. Yeah, it's a huge deal. The air gapping for you is that your Tarshite's not technically Sartorites. Like, so you're not as like historically tied up in this. You only recently joined Sartor after Tarsh fell as an independent nation, but it's still kind of horrifying.
I'm not sure how we feel about the Telmori to begin with.
That's a good question.
I mean,
your culture's default position on the Telmori is distrust, right? Like they change into wolves. They're supposed to be chaos tainted. They shapeshift under the light of the full moon. The full moon is kind of like not generally your bag. Their ways are pretty foreign. So like those don't have to be your personal opinions, but that's your culture's default position on them, is that they're strange and foreign.
I'm curious what the reaction of my priestess is.
She's horrified, pretty straightforwardly. Okay. She's like kind of shocked and in a bit of she's handling it well. She's composed, but you can tell that she's feeling a lot of strong emotion about that. She does not want to get into a fist fight with the Tomori. She feels really bad for whatever Maboder survived this. It's also kind of far away.
Kathea's first reaction is, should we go do something? But I'm not sure. It's a ways away. It's not that far. Nothing's that far.
It's not. But... yeah, there's further, but there is like the Dinacolian between you and them. Her opinion is that she kind of wants to see how things shake out and see what happens and be prepared to help the survivors.
That probably makes more sense because she's older and wiser. I think Kathea was like, I have to go help.
So, so that happens. That is our other big meta plot, meta history event of the year is the devouring of the Maboder. So that happens.
It's almost like there's actual repercussions to that are showing up and destroying the carefully balanced peace and all that we had in the area.
Right? Like it's like getting conquered and having your entire government gutted, like has issues that will unfold for years and years after that.
Yeah.
So anyhow, that happens. You're immediate, like we're looking into it, we're spinning rune points and stuff, looking with divinations to see what's happening. It gives you some insight into what's going on. And over the course of Dark Season, you will start to kind of slowly hear rumors filtering in from the Dinacolian stuff. Information does not travel very quickly, particularly because of the season, right? So people aren't moving around much. But you do start to hear some more. What you particularly hear from that's of interest to you is that it's not like as far as you can tell from people from Herring Green, right? It's not like the Dinacoli are not being overwhelmed with refugees.
That's not good.
No, it's not. Okay, so we'll let that.
So this was not war, just like our traditional war. This was some sort of outright, like culture-defying murder.
Right. Yeah, like a war of extermination.
Yeah, genocide. I think is the right word.
It's a decent word for it. So that happens. There's not a lot your characters can do about
against that.
That's fair. We can take a strong moral stand against genocide with this character.
I feel like I'm being attacked there. I don't know if I've ever had a character that was pro-genocide.
I'm not sure you've had a few characters who I wonder if they'd be against it or not. We'll say it that way.
Wow.
They're characters.
Only if it's the right
They're not
people.
us. Right, exactly, yeah. Like, so that happens. You'll hear more about it. This is not the end of this, per se. There are other things that will go on, but this is where it starts, and you're aware of it now. So something just to keep in the back of your mind, like a whole tribe got destroyed.
In one night.
Right, and that is probably not the end of that. Like, you would expect more things to happen out of it, just not yet.
Yep.
So something for your characters to maybe take note of and pay attention to in the future. Cool. And as a meta note, this is where the first campaign I planned was supposed to start. Was like the season before this happened, but you were going to be playing Maboder. Like, give you just enough time to fall in love with it and crush it, like, and watch you guys deal with the repercussions. But then I didn't do that, so there you go. I think it would have been fun, but that's not how it went.
Jeez.
Okay, so that happens though. Like, oh my goodness.
That's a dark.
It would have been interesting.
Campaign.
Right? It would have been dark. But we didn't go that route, and that's fine. I like these characters too. You have the rest of Dark Season to kind of live your lives. I mean, we'll go through the Dark Season seasonal stuff, so your skill checks and things. The news of this may change your interests some, right? Like, you may decide to allocate your skills differently or spend some time doing something else than what you would have normally done.
Get more silver weapons.
Yeah, that's definitely a thought.
The whole clan will have silver spears now.
Everybody needs a silver weapon. Like, just everyone.
I have one.
You do. You have a silver spear. So, yeah.
I do have a silver spear.
Silver, iron.
So we have determined in the past I cannot hit things with a spear.
True. You struggle with melee, and you definitely struggle to improve that skill. Yeah, so silver is okay. So, Kathea, you would know this because it's like immediately relevant to your cult. Silver that is enchanted is always magical, and so it will hurt the hides of many creatures that are immune to non-magical damage. Right, so shape-shifted people, not just Tomori, but like bear shifters of the Odalan cult, A-Link shifters from the, oh goodness, my brain just shut down. What's his name? Cat god. Yinkin. Yes, thank you. Yinkin. Yeah, the Yinkin cult has cat shifters. There are a variety of different people who can turn into magical animals that makes them like tougher and hard to hurt. And silver cuts through all of that. Like, it just ignores it. Like, if you have some way of making yourself proof against normal weapons, silver is never considered a normal weapon for that purpose. You both would also know that iron is always good at killing things. It's death metal. Like, it's the metal of death. Like, and so it always hurts everything.
I need some of that.
Like, yeah, you both would love some iron. Good luck with that.
Wow.
I'm not saying it won't. It's just you're not there.
Yeah.
So anyways, that big event happens, and you might have some question marks on that. Oh, of note too, like, just looking back at Earth Season, your harvest was pretty poor. You did not do well at it. So that's the thing. Though the actual rolls will happen later. So what do you guys want to do with the rest of your Dark Season?
Is my holy day, high holy day, is it Storm?
Your high holy day is in Dark Season. We're not going to play.
Season, so
it is in Dark Season. That's your high holy day. Yes. We're probably not going to play through it in as much detail because we've gone through them before, and you're not really in a position to do things differently. But if you want to sacrifice for a spell or something, good time to do it.
I think Dark Season, I'm just going to mostly, unless my cousin wants me at her stead some, which I'd come out and visit my brother-in-law and her and everybody else some, but I'll probably just stay at the temple, start to become a temple person, and split my time between patrols and all that we're required to do and temple duties.
Right. Makes sense.
I'm just going to stay on the stand, keep an eye on things, manage but not micromanage.
Might go into town spend some time there and spend some credit.
Go to Aldicher. Okay, yeah, you could do that. You could do a training in the season, as well as your like default like seasonal skill rolls. It is in fact a good time for that sort of thing, since there's no adventures
exactly
in the way.
No, that's good.
All right, so whatever you're gonna do,
I don't have anything else specific.
Right, go ahead and nominate your skill rolls and stuff. If you're going to Aldicher, you can make that trip. The river's frozen.
How many skill rolls do we have?
You get 4.
How many skill rolls do we get out? 4. Okay.
4.
And these are out of like professional and cult appropriate ones. Or...
Profession and cults. Yes. Yeah, you can pick 4 of one and 0 of the other, 2 and 2, 3 and 1, whatever.
Yeah. I probably have a lot of overlap anyway.
Check my profession.
And do I have? Would I get a worship? Would I get a worship Yolorna out of our high holy day? So that's not one.
Yes, assume you got to check it. You would have rolled it in order to renew your rune points.
Yep, and I'm down 1.
But you would have gotten them all basically back anyways. Yeah, like you couldn't have not gotten it back.
Oh yeah, one-handed spear goes up.
Finally,
I know. I'm struggling there.
This is Tamori. They put the fear of God into you, and you're like, I better get better at this.
I did, and I improved shield too.
Yeah. You're like, I better start training in melee so I can actually fight these things.
I figure I'd probably go out boar hunting or something during this time. We got some boar in there and hunt with them. And
makes sense.
And then I failed the tracking that I used, which is the low skill. Are there any other skills we would automatically gotten? I wouldn't have gotten my lore automatically, would I? Go on that would be something I need to train or dedicate to. It's just either worship, right?
Yeah, just the worship.
That's fine. I just wanted to check.
No, you're good. So what do you train for a season? You said you're going to go to Aldershire to actually train something?
I have 2 things I want to do. If I can. I'd like to... Oh, I bought my Demoralize already.
Right.
Yeah, let's do that. Seems like it might be worthwhile. So I would like to learn to read and write.
So you're going to train the 1 skill.
And with that...
Which is all you can train
probably
in a season.
Be Tarshite. Yep. With that, unless just jump from 0 to 5.
Because 5 usually it's like default.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is for most skills.
Yeah, probably.
I'm up to the reader level.
Well, I didn't tell it to do that, but I guess I'm doing that.
Hooray! Manage household went up.
Good job.
Nice. It's your most important skill. Ooh, very nice.
That's brewing.
Okay.
And... I didn't know the 4th one.
Well, you should do that.
I know. I'm just...
You're good. Oh, man.
Farm
went up. Good job. Cool.
All the cool skills.
Going to sacrifice for, I think, 2 points of divine magic. Okay. I'm going to take summon cult spirit, which I assumed that specifically for us would be summon a salamander.
Small salamander.
I think that's all the larger we can get, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, do we have to do something else if I want to bind one to something?
I think
that's what I do.
Like bind cold spirit. I'd have to look around.
My Earthbound one as well.
I don't know what Windows is doing, but it turned all my PDFs into Chrome documents.
Oh, I've gotten set where it automatically opens them as in Chrome.
So what?
Mike gotten where it automatically opens them in Chrome.
Yeah, which I do not like. Okay, so what are we looking for exactly here?
Well, I'm looking up Summon Elemental, and I just realized that there's a bit of an issue here.
Go ahead.
So you have to both have Summon Elemental and Command Elemental
okay.
in order to make it do stuff.
Right, yes.
If you just do Summon Elemental, it just acts according to its nature.
It just does what it does, yeah. Yeah, because you have to have like Summon Cold Spirit and Command Cold Spirit.
Yep. I don't think we don't automatically get those, do we? Maybe we get those automatically. I don't know.
Command Cold Spirit is a default spell. It's a 2-point spell.
But the summon is not. So I can summon one now, but it takes time. I'd have to have a fire and all going and then cast it.
Right.
I'm trying to remember what other spells. I have my shooting star, and I don't have to buy extra points of it. I've got my silver track. I've got my silver warding or whatever it is, my specialized warding. And I bought Cat's Eye. I feel like that's about all our divine magic we have, unless I missed.
Did you take Starbright?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that is pretty much everything then.
What is Starbright? I don't remember it now.
Starbright creates a circle of soft silver light with 30 meter radius around the target of the spell. The light is as strong as the brightest starlit night. Anyone who tries to attack you with it, anyone attacking a light rune cult initiate, even partially within its radius, suffers a negative 10% to the attack skill. It also demoralizes Trollkin and Cave Trolls. You can also, if Darkness Elemental enters it, it does damage to the Darkness Elemental. You can also cast it directly at the Darkness Elemental to engage in a PoW power roll to just destroy it.
So it's what I want to keep. Definitely have throw around if I have a trolls.
Yes, it helps you fight trolls. It will weaken their minions. It will hurt their elementals.
Okay. Now I have another question since it was my High Holy Day.
Yes. You get a power gain check.
I rolled and I got a success. I did get a power gain check.
Okay.
So I already succeeded. How much power do I gain?
Okay, so that's a good question.
So just
you
one
can either gain. I would probably take the 1 point, but that's not your only option. You can choose to roll 1d3 minus 1.
Okay,
or just take one. Yeah.
I am going to just take the 1.
Makes sense.
Net, that puts me down 1 point.
Right.
Cool. I think. I'm gonna double check something real quick. I think I've got all my mechanical stuff done for Dark Season.
No, you're good. Soinarrios, did you do a POW gain check in Earth Season for your High Holy Day?
I thought so.
If you did, that's fine. I just couldn't remember off the top of my head.
I think so, because I'm up to 12.
Okay, good. All right, I just wanted to make sure because I couldn't remember. All right, cool. So are we both done with our skill check stuff for Dark Season?
I am.
Okay.
The only thing I had a thought is there a possibility to do things to get those seasonal PAL checks of leading a service? Or
yes, you could do that. The big thing for you is that you would need to help set up a shrine to your goddess. So for this, you would be trying to set up a shrine for Pelora. So yeah. Now these don't have to be like super expensive, I don't think. Sorry, I'm kind of looking around here. What you might do is you're basically setting up a shrine or maintaining a holy site that you would then go to lead a worship service, like dedicated directly to your grain goddess. I'm just trying to figure out how much it would cost to set up the holy site. Let's see here. Maintaining a holy site costs between 25 to 200 lunars a season. This is a grain goddess, so probably on the cheaper end of that, right? Like, since you're just talking about a place that you've like planted a field, like a small field, and probably enclosed in a square. So since you're basically you've initiated to Pelora to be one of her like a grain goddess expert, basically, like an expert cult or something like that, and you're going to be maintaining a holy site. So if you decide in Darkness Season to like go maintain a holy site to her, that way you can lead a worship service there. That would be dedicated to Pelora, but then also kind of fold Ernalda into that because that's how that usually works. I would say that if you spend 25 lunars to have like prepared that site, then you could do that.
Is that a seasonal expense, or is that?
It's a seasonal expense, and your first seasonal expense is preparing the site, essentially. So what you'll be doing is going out there routinely and like caretaking it or paying someone to caretake it. You'll be making offerings and sacrifices there. So you'll be offering grain, offering beer, those sorts of things that will total out like that.
Offer all the beer.
You know, so that's is an expense, but it does get you power rolls.
Yep. Nope. I will do that.
This is very much
Worth it.
Yeah, of note here, this is a holy site. This isn't like a temple or a shrine. It's just like a little space you've set aside where you're like, this is Pelora's field. Like, it's a little square, and it has a little wall or something, or just a trench demarcating it as sacred space that's set aside. Whatever grain you grow there is for Pelora. It doesn't belong to you, right? So, like, you can use it to brew beer, but you probably couldn't sell that beer. You would just use it in your temple rites, your sacred rites. And so the good thing is, though, since this is only a holy site, you only need to maintain it in the seasons that you want to use it, because it's a place, not a building or,
Okay. I'm just making notes on the character sheet.
Right. You might not pay to maintain it during, say, Earth Season, since you will be conducting all of your sacred rites at the Earth Temple anyways. And you'll also be getting a POW gain check out of that anyways. So,
I already deducted for Storm Season on top of Dark Season.
Okay, cool. Sounds good, yeah. So when the world's darkest, that's when you turn your way to like putting effort into these rites, essentially, which makes sense. Okay, cool. So in that case, you can also make a POW gain check. And we had discussed this earlier. We just had to implement it. So you'll lead a small worship service. So this is kind of like a tamer version of a Marangor service. Like, you all get together, like you retell the rites around Pelora, and then you like drink barley beer that you had to have purchased and do that sort of thing.
That's fair. Success.
Okay, yeah. So you'll make a worship roll.
My comment earlier.
Oh. I rolled a 28. So that succeeds
okay,
worship.
So you succeed. Okay, so I want you to know that one of the other benefits of this is that worshiping at a holy site, like, so you've maintained this holy site for a season, you did a worship roll, you can recover 1d3 rune points on a successful worship or just 1 point on a failure. So this is another source of magic.
Nice. So I recovered
this is a
the
very
one I
magic
spent from
rich setting. Yes, you will get to check your worship roll, so you'll get to use that
Okay.
to see if it works, like it increases. Then you can also take a POW gain check because you led a right. So you did your thing. You wore your acorn necklace. It is super cold out, so I'm sure that was fun.
Well, I checked worship at least.
Yeah,
Dang
I
it.
mean, you're buying chances, right? Not guarantees. So
It was too cold. You just drank.
yeah.
Incidentally,
so that's all right.
I only ended up taking 1 point of divine magic.
Okay, that's cool.
We could call it a min max because if I keep my power at 13, I get better bonuses. Or we could call it being lazy because if I keep my power at 13, I don't have to change any of my bonuses.
Okay, yeah, it's both. It's lazy maxing, so it's fine. It's cool. It's all good.
So it's like I'll just leave it there, and I'll go for that spell next season,
right?
And hope I get a
okay.
game.
So that's cool. So yeah, you do your rights. You get better at worship because you're now leading a worship service. So you learn something, right? You have a new perspective, but you don't manage to get a POW gain check. The right is a success. You just don't personally benefit from it in that way. So that's cool. Next, we'll kind of while away dark season from there, and then we'll move into storm season. Storm season is the crappy spring, so it's cold and wet. It snows sometimes, it rains sometimes. Like everything is thawing, but it makes everything soggy. Ice becomes treacherous and rotten. But the rivers aren't actually free, so you can't boat down them or walk across them.
It's probably less mobile now than dark season.
It's pretty bad, yeah. It's harder to move around in a lot of ways, than it is even in dark, yeah. Because at least in dark season, you can put on snowshoes or something and move.
Yep.
But now it's less dangerous in some senses. You're less likely to get caught out in a blinding blizzard and then freeze to death. But it's still pretty unpleasant.
More likely to end up in a river and freeze to death from hypothermia there. Whereas in
different
dark
deaths.
season, you could probably walk across the river.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. So we'll move into that season, that cruddy mixture of wet and cold, but warming. Storm season, it's bracing. It's good for you. You feel that cold air, breathe in that wet dampness. It's good to be alive if you're an Orlanthe. If you're anybody else, it sucks.
Hey,
so
it builds character.
It builds character.
I'm not Orlanthe.
Okay.
We are culturally.
You are culturally, but you're not.
You go uphill both ways.
Cold, so. Yeah.
What's
in
that?
The mud.
When I go to the temple, it's uphill both ways.
Yeah. Through the snow.
Yeah, through the snow and the mud. All right, so in storm season, other than all that, a few things happen. 1, Soinarrios. You are once again tending your holy site and will be leading another congregation to it at your appointed day, essentially. So you will get to do that again.
Hey.
That's exciting. So of note, Kathea, this is the sort of thing. Good job. So the right succeeds. You get a check in your worship skill. How does your POW gain check go?
An 11 under 45.
Okay, so that's a success. Okay, so you can take a point or 1d3 minus 1.
Oh, I will take a point.
Okay.
I'm a coward.
Yeah, that 1d3.
I usually recommend
the odds aren't even. the odds are actually even, but it really stinks when you get it. And you're like, but I don't gain anything.
Yeah, I usually recommend not gambling until you need to. You're chasing a timeline.
Yep.
So there's no reason to take a gamble unless you missed one or something and then you need to catch up. Or else you'll miss it anyways. That's when it's worth gambling. But for this, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so what I was gonna say, Kathea, is that this sort of going out to different shrines and holy sites and maintaining them off and on so they don't get lost is something that a lot of wanderers in your cult do. In order to kind of keep the cult alive in place. Because there's only 3 temples, total.
So is that something I could embrace to be more religious? Cough. Get power gain checks off.
Get power gain checks. You're hoping to get them through your. You're lucky because your High Holy Day is in one of the non-adventuring seasons, which helps that. It's something you could do during storm season. Yeah, you could make a point of that, of being I'm going to go out to a site every storm season and maintain it.
And I felt like she she's out a lot in these seasons. We talk about how miserable they are, but she's out in it probably more than far more than most of our clan. Patrolling, you know, being actively involved in the patrol and protection, but also I don't think she likes it, but she deals with it. That's part of what she signed up for.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's something you could definitely consider is identifying a site where you go out. It wouldn't be something like on your clan or tribal lands because your temple's right there and you don't have a subcult to kind of raise up.
No. Is there a place somewhere around us?
Probably. Let me look at the map. Okay. So your best go for this. So if you look at the map, you see where Alone is?
Yep.
Okay. If you go east, you see the Indigo Mountains?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Those are volcanoes.
Yes.
So some of them are volcanoes because of the fire below the earth coming up. Some of them are volcanoes because they got hit by a star. The one closest to Alone, the small peak, like almost due east and just a touch south, kind of like next to the E. That peak is one that you know is hit by a star. Because Yolorna is the star bringer, right? There's probably a dead star in it. If you went and tended that site,
I could do that.
That would probably get you covered. So you will be away from the clan for most of the season.
Does anybody want to go with me? And I don't mean like I meant probably there'd be somebody else from Yolorna or something.
Yeah, you could definitely get a sister or two to go with you. So now, of note here,
that's quite a.
It is tending the shrine gets you rune points back, like tending a holy site. Leading a worship service is what gets you the POW gain check. So you're going out here essentially,
so we can do a worship.
Right. So if you're looking at reviving this, everything's harder for you because your cult's so small. What you would probably want to do is figure out who's there, like what star fell there, and then you would add them as like a little subcult, they'd essentially be like a minor spirit cult. So you would just add them to your worship of Yolorna and be like, I'm looking after this hero, like who was a disciple of Yolorna's, and then that would give you that bonus. And we can flesh that out because I think it should matter. But I didn't anticipate you doing that, so I don't have it ready.
We can work it out later. Can we?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have it ready.
Do I know who it is?
Like you would be able to figure it out.
Now
you would 100% be able to figure out that it's some sort of a star captain that got sent to help and perished, right? So you wouldn't necessarily get a lot of magics out of it, but it would be a useful place to go and honor the fallen and then commemorate Yolorna through that sending.
Okay, I'll do that.
Cool. So, and I will come up with more details because I just hadn't thought about it. It's a good idea, and I just hadn't considered it, so I'm not ready. But I will be ready next time.
That's fine.
Right. Cool. So you can definitely spend the season doing that. You'll have to do a little research, and you'll have to travel out in storm season and go take care of that.
How much is that?
That means you're going to pass through Alone.
Cost. Yeah.
Okay.
How much is this going to cost me?
The same, 25. It's just a holy site, and it's not for
No,
this isn't
I just want to
it's super expensive, like Linker Mai or something. Pricey, right? Because all of your dedications are books and things and manufactured goods. But this is more like leaving small votives, making small sacrifices, cleaning the area up.
Well,
standing a stone that now that you're literate, you could carve a stone that has the name of the hero on it, and that would give you.
I will carve a stone, and I also will pick up it's active. It's probably more of an active hotspot than a volcano, and this is where
they're not pouring out. The Indigo Mountains are kind of famous for being smoky a lot of times.
But I was thinking this is where I could naturally pick up my summon salamander spell.
Actually, yes, that's a good idea.
And connect with.
I'm glad you're thinking because I didn't think about that either. My brain is smooth and empty. Yes, this would be a good place to get it to raise a salamander. You're not wrong.
So as part of this and part of the worship, I will summon the salamander, and we're both basically just going to let the salamander do what a salamander does. So we will move it outside of things. The pool. Well, you let them go and they'll burn, and as long as they last, and it occupies
he floats around and burns things.
Basically a fire.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a tiny little oak fed type thing. You let it go.
Yeah, a small arsonist. Yeah,
we're up in the mountains.
He lights things on fire and he sheds light and heat. Yeah, so it's fine.
Next thing we
You're
know,
on a
we
volcano.
accidentally
It's not
burn Alone to the ground.
Oh god, no. Okay, so of note, when you pass through Alone, your character's probably never been here before.
I have not.
Alone is a relatively large town. It's bigger than Fieldstone. It is substantially smaller than Aldershire.
Is it? It's the
Yeah.
same size on the map.
That's deceptive. It's the tribal seat
I
to the
thought the red-
Bagad. So
We get along with them, don't we?
yeah.
Cool.
You do, and it's kind of interesting because it's sort of far off the beaten path. It's a little hard to get to. Hence, Alone. It was far away.
Our way
when
to
it was
go
settled.
there is probably. Do we cut cross land to go there, or do we probably go catch the road and then take the path back up to it?
Up to you. They both have their challenges, especially because the shortest cross country route has you like traversing the entire length of the Mandarin.
I would probably drop a little south and go through the Stag Shield land.
That would make a lot of sense.
I'm not looking to court danger here, and I don't want
for sure.
And I'm getting more and more into my cult thing, and I don't want somebody trying to bring up some old out of date clan stuff because I want a cult.
That's
mission.
right.
I want a mission. God.
So Alone is built up on a rise, like a bluff. It has a wooden palisade surrounding it, and it has a small trail that goes up to it. One of the things you notice about it while you're there is that all of its buildings are kind of centered around a tall.
What's this with the spikes?
Yeah, there's a big felled tree that's been sharpened to a stake, and then they put that at the center, and then they kind of build around it. And if you ask about it, the locals will tell you that they put the spikes on their houses so the giants don't step on them.
Do they still have giants here coming through here?
Not for a while, but
spikes work.
Yeah.
Other thing I want to do, since we're even closer, is I want to pick up any information I can here about the Maboder.
The Maboder, I think is how you say it. It sounds real good. I bet there's a better pronunciation that's vaguely Celtic, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, but we're a lot closer, so maybe there's some word there of I will actually admit to people I woke up with I was awakened by dreams of it.
Right. That and some people obviously it's a difficult topic, right? So you get some averted eyes, downcast looks, but other people had the same dream. You're not not everyone.
I just didn't know if we're close enough that they actually have more word about it, because this is the closest town of.
I'll tell you some, but you'll get some stuff regardless, but roll intrigue to see what sort of information you pick up.
Yes, intrigue. One of those skills I'm really good at.
You get better by rolling.
Aha! Oh yes. So I have a 33 skill, but I rolled a 3, which is a special.
Yeah, sure is. Okay, good job. Put check in it, and
oh yeah, I'll do that.
Since you're kind of bouncing around in Alone, you talk to some people here, and they tell you straight up that's the rumors you've heard are true. The Tamori turned on the Maboder and killed almost all of them. Just a night of slaughter. They all turned into wolves under the light of the moon, and just their hides were proof against weapons at that point. So they just tore through people. They just butchered entire households and just swept across the land as far as they could go. And then the next day, they were men again, but they kept on it. They continued attacking and raiding through the lands with spears and bows. And since the people had been so shattered, they weren't able to put up a good defense. They know that a lot of survivors fled to the Dinacoli. Some to the Torcani to the east. They probably had some flee south as well towards Johnston. But as far as they know, there aren't they have one person here that made it to Alone who just fled north basically into that no man's land gap and then onto the Bagadlands that hasn't said anything since they showed up. Just catatonic, sort of speechless.
Since I got that good roll, I'll just ask, what is the general feeling or thoughts about that here?
You can be more specific than that. They're generally against the Tamori, but you can be more specific than that. What are you looking for?
That's actually what I'm kind of looking at. Is are people like really wary and concerned about the Telmori now?
Scared is a good word.
Or are they thinking that scared of locals are scared of?
Yeah, like
scared that they'll continue.
Scared that they'll continue, or just scared that like
actually
they were apparently unstoppable. Like like if they decided to turn on another tribe, how would that go? Like even if they just decide to threaten that to get things, who could tell them no?
Right.
You know, like I mean that's kind of the general feeling is like they did. I mean it's an awful thing to do, but it's also not an easy thing to do, and they did it.
Right.
So who knows? You know, that's kind of the concern there. There's also some concern about like what will the lunar response be? Like whose side are they on? Are the Lunars cool with the Tomori, or are they going to go on a campaign against them? If they do, is that good or bad? Like it's it's hard to tell.
It does seem like the Telmori are linked to the lunar moon.
They certainly have that impression. Yes, completely out of character. 100% out of character. It's utterly coincidental. They were shape changing on Wild Day long before the moon rose, but it does look like that to you. Like it's like.
Yeah. I didn't actually know out of character. I don't know if I did one
they've
time,
been they've been cursed to shape change on Wild's Day since Nice Lord the Bright cursed them during the Second Age.
So back before the moon.
Yes, it precedes the moon by centuries, but you don't know that, and lots of people don't know that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And the Tomori don't like to talk about it,
or
not really. You're stopped through. It's a large town or small city.
Yeah.
Kind of out in the middle of nowhere that is relatively poor.
Is it walled?
Yeah, it has a wood palisade around it. There's a lot of forest around it,
Okay.
so you have more wood construction here than you would expect. It's like there's a stone, more wood buildings, big wood stakes, like giant rods, basically lightning rods, but for giants. And yeah, so you can find out about the Maboder. A little more information. Like I said, they have one refugee, but that person hasn't said a word since they've shown up. Like they basically got bundled away to alone, and they've just been like feeding them, making sure that they're like physically okay. And otherwise, yeah, a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, but nobody really knows what to do about it.
Right.
At the moment, at least. So from there, you go to your volcanic site and spend some time with it. Yeah. And it's a peak. It smokes and steams. Sometimes you see little flickers of light, like old embers and things, kind of peeking up through the rock. Sometimes you don't. Just depends on how much heat's making it to the surface. And you can kind of lay out the area, clean it up, make some sacrifices and things like that, and then like label it, demarcate it, like draw a circle around it or something like that, like to kind of make the site.
We'll lay out a set of stones into a rune around it. Set of runes
and this is all brute force stuff. Doesn't really require rolls and things.
Summon up our elemental as part of the worship ceremony. At which point I learned the secret of elemental summoning.
There you go. Cool. So you can do all that, and then did you make your worship roll and stuff already?
I did.
Okay.
As long as I was allowed to boost it, which I assumed to boost. I did that while we were talking because I didn't want to.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah. So it's all good. Okay, so you
just use my Yolorna to boost it, and then I made made a normal roll. Barely made it.
Absolutely. Okay, that's cool. So you go through that. You get to make your worship roll. You lead a worship service with whatever initiative you brought with you, and then at that point you can make a power gain check as well.
Okay, cool. And I made a power gain check, so I'll gain a point of power that I spent to buy. Now I have my summon salamander.
Okay, cool. Good job. Hooray! Everything makes sense. All right. So you spend most of the storm season on that. You guys will be able to go to the Mandarin tribal fair. You don't have to go if you don't want to. For one, like your tribal fair is on Mandarin lands this year.
I should. I don't want to not show because then I'll look like I'm intentionally avoiding it because I'm scared or something.
True.
So okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna allow them to intimidate me.
Right. Soinarrios, you have some followers who probably want to go because this is traditionally when you would buy them cool things, like nice stuff. You have a suitor there, so you probably want to go. You don't have to go, but you have more reasons to go than Kathea.
I'm definitely going, and letting the people go.
So the first thing that you'll know is when you go during this week, and this is Orlandside Holy Day week, things are pretty tense for everyone of the earned voting. Like when you go, like, everything is on the outer bounds of politeness, right? Like you're getting just enough politeness to not call anyone out on it and nothing more. If you can be acceptably snubbed, you will be acceptably snubbed. Everything for you is just a touch slower, a touch more sullen, a touch more awkward throughout the event. This is an important event. There is no violence allowed. You are also in an actual peace treaty with the Mandarin that has not expired yet. So everyone has a vested interest in not breaking any of that stuff. But everyone, like all the Mandarin, are obviously still not very happy about things as a group. So they still really dislike you. Now they're mad. They're still pretty mad. You did send them food.
They were mad before.
They did appreciate that.
Get over it, man.
So, but you're not in
Didn't we
fear
send them
for your
food
lives or
and take care of them and stuff?
Yeah, you sure did. So that sort of stuff happens. You guys can do whatever shopping you need to do. You can obviously be seen. Core store is there. Soinarrios, if you have anything, like they'll do some of the dancing and stuff with you again.
Yes.
Cool. So you can dance with your suitor. You can hang out. You can buy your Carls and Cotters nice things. There are again like a suite of like competitions and stuff that you can participate in, as far as like riding competition, running, stuff like that, dancing. Are those things that you guys are interested in doing? We've done them once before, but if you want to participate in them, you certainly can.
I mean, I would probably.
Okay, cool. Which ones do you want to do?
That kind of thing's more her thing. Well, riding for sure.
For sure. Okay.
I don't remember what the others are.
Writing, there's a dance competition. There is a competition for poetry, which is basically a singing competition. There are some musical instrument ones. There was a foot race.
Yeah, I would do the riding one for sure. Maybe the foot race. Okay. I'll be a good sport and get my butt kicked in it. Because who knows, I might in the riding too.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you're not guaranteed the way. Soinarrios, do you have any of those you want to participate in?
There are other good riders around here.
I'm actually good this year. I might actually keep an eye on things, so that way I don't let fellow voting get instigated into doing things by Mandarin, but also
okay, cool.
Yeah, hang out with Core or something.
Makes sense. Okay, so make an intrigue roll for me to kind of get to grasp with the crowd movements and stuff as you're keeping an eye on your clan.
I improved it last season, but not that much. Success.
Okay, so you were able, obviously, like I said, everybody has a vested interest in not disrupting the peace. So your interventions are less like keeping people from breaking the rules, basically, and more like you're able to sand some rough edges away. You're able to ease a few conversations that were getting a little heated or take the edge off some stuff so that things flow a little more smoothly, right? You think you probably, to the extent that you're able, make a good impression of yourself.
Good job.
But that's kind of what you're dealing with there, is just sort of, let's make this tense and awkward thing a little less tense and awkward. I mean, you're able to accomplish that wherever you go, basically. Oh, what else would there be?
I will try hard to stay out of trouble.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You can dictate the amount of trouble you get in pretty easily by just saying something like that. Or you could get in trouble. You'd be like, I'm looking for trouble. Like, okay, you find it, but that's cool.
I'm guessing my cousin would try to dissuade me from getting in trouble.
Yes. Right. So for the riding competitions, you have a mount, obviously. You're able to basically enroll in these. So there are representatives from the 5 clans here, different people from each clan that are trying to ride. You'll be broken up into heats, basically, because there's a lot of you. And that way you're not just straight up competing against your own clan. So just make a ride roll for the first one. This is going to be kind of like a barrel race, right? So this is just a test of control and speed. So you have to run around.
I rolled a 51, so that is it's about as normal of
it's a success, right?
as I can get. Yeah,
it's not bad. You'll be able to make it out of your first heat, okay? You don't feel great about it, but you're I didn't get eliminated, So that's something.
Yep.
So you'll go again. The second race is more of a like post to post sort of race. So it's like a run, just a like get your horse to go fast and keep him there sort of race.
Yep.
You can try for that one as well.
Again.
Yep.
I succeeded. I rolled 88, but I succeeded.
Okay. So for you, this is the point where you're like, this is like the middle heat. The last ones, you get knocked out on this one. Not so much because you did poorly, but because everybody else just seemed really on it. So you kind of get like nosed out of that heat.
Yeah. We just got down. We just got back from doing all that stuff. So poor horse is tired.
And the horse is like, just let me sleep.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah, so your middle race, you just kind of get nosed out.
Forest.
Yeah, and you don't get crushed. You just get like a couple of other people in your heat, or like a head ahead, or something like that. Like just enough to kind of get past, but not too bad. All right, so you make it, pretty well.
Okay,
not top of the class. Okay, so foot races are next, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, Soinarrios, you foot racing? You foot raced last time.
You did good.
Sure. Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I'm fleet of foot. All right, so the way these are constructed, these are dex checks. So they are just vanity races. There's no skill rolls associated with them.
So we just roll like
Tell
a
me how you
multiple
did.
decks?
Yeah, like
60-14.
Okay, so that's pretty bad.
That's not bad. I got under 4 times dex. I think you got under 5 times dex.
Yeah, you got under 5, right?
Yeah.
So neither of you fail, so you can
bad.
push past the first foot races. And foot races are fairly popular because owning a horse is expensive. But everybody pretty much can walk around. So there are a lot more people involved in the foot races. Yeah. So you'll go into your next heat.
Yeah. I'm only 5 times dex on this one.
Okay.
And I have good dex.
I think under 5 times.
I'm under 5 times, but I'm not under 4 times. 71.
71. Okay, but you succeeded on it times 5.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a dex 17.
And Soinarrios, what did you actually roll?
56.
56.
Then I see 4 times on the dot.
4 times. Okay.
Let's say my 5 times dex is 85.
All right. So you both pass.
Oh, wow.
Kathea, you are very close to the cutoff, but you make it.
Yep. I'm just trying to get into the final round.
Right. Okay. So next round up, these are just like a variety of different distance races, right? Some shorter, some longer as you go through your heats. They get longer as you go, basically. So third heat. How do we do, guys?
Well, it's 79, which is still 5 times dex.
Still 5 times, but yeah.
I'm under 5 times by 1.
Good job.
Under 5 times by 1? Okay.
Which is a number below 7.
Right, okay. So, again, this is our middle tier. This is where you both wash out, unfortunately.
It's all right.
You're both fairly fast. You just, you don't lose your races. You're just not high enough up in the heat to advance.
High enough to move up. Yep, that's fine.
Right, yeah. So, not bad. You're pretty fast. But you guys got to learn mobility spells and just dart.
Is that considered cheating?
It's definitely cheating. Or you could use your mobility runes to enhance it.
I didn't think about that. I don't have a mobility rune.
But
we really
are a
you guys disadvantage of this with a bunch of Orlanthi around.
Yeah, it's hard. But yeah, no, you guys, you acquit yourselves reasonably in all of your competitions. Yeah, you don't look bad.
We didn't embarrass ourselves. Didn't injure ourselves. Sure. Didn't hurt my horse, which is more important.
100%. So the tribe will go through its business, but there aren't any big contentious things. You did not fight a war this year with each other. You did not get into any big political disputes with one another. There is a special session basically called to talk about the Maboder and what happened, which people can sit in on so you guys can listen to your clans discuss it and your tribe kind of try to figure out what to do.
Yep.
The general takeaway is that it's all very scary and genuinely worrisome, and they don't really know how things are going to pan out. You guys are adults in good standing. You can speak if you want. If you have something you want to say or ask.
One thing I'll do is I will pass along a little bit of information I picked up in Alone when I traveled that direction in sea season.
Okay.
Also gives me a chance to talk about the fact that we traveled out in sea season to do stuff. Aren't we special?
There you go. Storm season.
Or storm season, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, for sure. No. So you can do that. You kind of extend the information that you have. The council takes it on board. So yeah, their general
extra, just a little bit.
Yeah, their general stance is that the tomorrow are far away, but they're not like that far away. So they're a little more guarded, a little wary, but they're not exactly sure what they can really do about it either, other than like keep a watchful eye, be alert. Okay. The only other thing that you guys notice, go ahead and make just like general like listen checks for me. Yeah, listen checks. Listen checks are fun.
Let's see. Hang on.
Failure.
Dang it. I missed it because I only have a 5% bonus.
Failure.
I failed.
Okay. So here is something that you notice anyways, but not something you don't get all the information. So I would just say as a meta note, I learned long ago, if you want your players to have something, do not gate it behind a roll. Like roles should always give players additional information or extra insight, not necessary or important things. Like those things, if you have to have it for your plot, or you just need it because it's cool or you want it in the game, just put it there, right? Like, so
yes,
agreed 100%.
But yeah, roles. Otherwise, you get things where people buy contacts, like in World of Darkness, and then you only ever use their contacts to feed them plot points you were going to give them anyway, so an adventure could happen. Again, that doesn't feel good. Why did the player pay for that?
Nope.
So it's just if you need or want something there, put it there, and the players only ever derive advantage from their roles and things. So you don't get anything extra. You don't get any additional insight. One thing you do notice is several times while you're here, you hear a song being played, and it's not a song you've heard before, but you pick up that its name is It's a Cold Wind That Blows, and you hear it several times. And after the fair is over, you notice here and there that you hear it being hummed or played or sang around.
Having noticed it, I am going to ask our resident musician, since it just kind of popped up there. I cannot remember, so I'm scrolling.
Yenor is your Ermali musician.
Yes, Yenor. I've heard the song. It's a new song. Can you tell me about it?
He gives you this indescribably smug little grin. He goes, "Yeah, that's a new one. Do you like it?"
It's piqued my interest.
Good.
What? I swear I'm going to slap him.
You are legally allowed to do that.
I'm allowed to slap my Raleigh.
Yes. You could kill him if you wanted to.
That sounds so inappropriate out of context.
You are, in fact, allowed to stab him to death right where he stands if you want to. He has no legal protections whatsoever. It's not even kinslaying.
I kind of like him. He helped me last year. So I'm going to ask him why. What is it about this song that's catching my
interest? It's well written. It's pretty. It has a catchy tune.
What's it about?
It's a song about the wind that blows coldly. I'm sorry, man. You asked the Ermali. What do you want from me? Like sometimes he's incredibly helpful. Sometimes he's miserable. Like you were getting the miserable end of the stick this time.
Okay. I'll ask Martina when we get back. She'll be helpful.
She'll know stuff, right?
I'm going to ask Corstar.
She's cool.
Martina's actually helpful.
Yeah, Martina is actually helpful sometimes. All right. So you ask Corstar?
She is all the time. She is.
Okay. So,
I've got a hunch, but I don't.
Out of character, I have a hunch.
Right.
Yeah.
Corstar just says it's a new song that's been going around, but it maybe doesn't mean anything, or maybe it means a lot. We'll have to see.
That was about as helpful.
I give him a look of, come on, tell him to be careful.
Yeah, he winks at you. He's like, "Oh, is am."
Not to do and don't do anything stupid.
Like you should talk.
He is an Orlanthe. You're asking a lot. Cool. All right. So those are the things that you get from the fair. I assume you do your shopping and things. These are not things that you need to pay for unless they're like personal items. But if you're buying stuff for your Cotters and Carls and things, those are included in your cost of living. It's part of being a noble.
Last year's boots, this year is coats.
Nice. Good work. So,
and I want to make the Mandarin put in little unfolding stitches into them.
So in my clan symbol. Do it.
I'll talk to your manager.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, so that kind of winds up that. Let's do our... Unless there's something else you guys need to do there, we'll move on to like the seasonal part of this.
Seasonal.
Okay, cool. So you'll make skill checks. You'll elect 4 skills and pick them. They can't be skills that you rolled successfully during this adventure. Not that you did a lot of that, but there's a few. and then you'll just check all your skill checks.
Okay.
No, absolutely.
Since it was just 4 plus I think there were 2 we did. Interesting.
Right. No, that's cool.
I guess I rode my horse, but yeah, it did improve. The horse is going to be hard. It's not that high. It could.
Yeah, you're not. It's not impossible, but it's unlikely. You're a very good rider.
I'm very good. That's my best skill, isn't it?
I think so.
Well, with bonus,
It's either that or your bow.
My composite bow is higher. My bow is higher with the bonus.
Okay.
My ride horse is higher base.
Right.
So my only 2 skills in the 90s.
Nice. Soinarrios, how are you doing?
Well, I increased intrigue, but that was checked, as well as worship, which was checked. And then I tried manage household, and that failed. But then I got orate.
You're already good at it, so orate. Okay.
Animal lore and brewing to go up.
Okay, nice.
Well,
that's pretty good.
Hopeful. Hopefully next year's beer will be
less bad.
Passable.
Yeah. Consumable. Edible.
Right.
It'll be a less hoppy IPA.
Okay. Since we are so close, I'm willing to stay a little late in order to get through Sacred Time.
Yeah, let's do it. It
should take about 10 minutes, I think. Okay, so the first thing we do is everybody will make a worship roll for their primary deity. You will all get your rune points back if you succeed, or all your rune points will go up. All initiates and higher up get a POW gain roll in addition to that. Worship Sacred Time is always a POW gain roll because you're so engaged in the rituals of remaking the world.
I succeeded with worship.
Okay, so you probably already had your rune points, but you can put a check in it, right, for the end of Sacred Time.
Oh, yeah. If it's okay, I'm going to buy a spell.
Yeah,
I think I have all my spells for my cult already known. I don't think I have any left. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I succeeded my worship, but I am good on rune points.
Okay, cool. That's the way of it. You're trying to buy your power up now, and it's going to be hard to get to those higher levels. Okay, so once that's done, so you're engaging in different worship services. You're worshiping Lorna, you're worshiping Ronalda, you are providing lay membership worship to other deities as well as you engage in the destruction and recreation of the world as you renew it for the new year. And so all that's going on. The next thing, pro forma, if there were a hero quest, you would do it now. Neither of you were preparing for a hero quest, so a hero quest is not going to occur. Third thing, harvest. Soinarrios, this is you. Now, we had big penalties to this that totaled a
bunch.
Yeah, pretty 55% or something. Yeah. And you offset a lot of it. So the core penalty that you will take is 15% instead of the horrible number that you had before.
Some or something. Yeah.
It was 55, and you reduced it by 40 with the purchases that you made. So you'll take a 15% penalty. You will then add whatever magics you cast to improve that, and then roll for it. Well, no, don't add the magics. Just roll for it. Hold on.
So everybody don't do anything. Result.
Yeah, we're rolling harvest result.
This is for the whole clan.
Yes, we're rolling the result for the whole clan.
So the base roll is 65, so it takes us to 50. So no
Hold on,
modifier.
We're doing this wrong. I apologize. We're doing this wrong.
Okay.
Keep your roll, but we're going to work through this again. Okay. We are determining the harvest results.
Yes.
So
on 421.
Right, since the omens and stuff were bad and things, we would be adding for last year's. Okay. So
last year's omens were minus 25 to harvest, I believe.
Right.
And then a modifier based on what the previous harvest had.
Yes, which was average.
So you take the minus 25, but just what we had offsets the damage from the food.
Basically. So yeah, no, I was right before. I just got hung up. It's a negative 15 to your roll.
Okay. So what'd you roll?
I think.
That's fine. Where's the omens? So I rolled again. I rolled omens this year. Well, I or you. You can roll it if you want.
No. The harvest. I'm sorry. We are doing this wrong. The harvest result is just a roll, and that tells us how next year's harvest will be. So that's just a straight roll. What did you roll?
65.
Okay, so that is an excellent harvest. Okay, so
Hooray.
next year when you make rolls, you'll have a plus 30% bonus to your harvest results.
Okay.
Because next year's harvest should be excellent.
Well, this year's was bad.
Right. Now we do adventurer income. Okay. So this is the part where you have that negative 15. Because you had bad omens and a bad harvest. But you bought off a big chunk of it, so it's not as bad. So this is where you would add your magical benefits and things to see how you did personally.
So what are we rolling against to get this criticals?
Okay. Say what?
It
depends on your job
for this.
It depends on your job, and you would use if this is on page 422, so you'll roll your occupation. It depends on what you're doing when you're not adventuring. You'll look at your skill, and you should have something like bolded in your profession.
Well, I mean, my profession is kind of all those combat skills and stuff.
Your profession is warrior, and it should have a bold skill that tells you what. Yeah,
I see what you mean on the sheet. Okay, yeah. The next 423.
Yeah, you're good. So you're checking against battle.
I roll against battle.
You roll against it, and you don't take a penalty because you're not your income is not tied to the harvest.
Okay. So I just roll straight against battle with no adjustment.
Right.
Okay. I got a success.
So you receive your base income. Your base income is 60 lunars. Of note, because you are a thing, you do not pay for your standard of living. You just receive money. You're being taken care of by your temple and your clan. I heard that.
I'm rich.
Like, make sure you tithe out of that, though.
Okay. That's fair, though.
Okay.
Cousin, do you need some money?
See.
Soinarrios. You will roll for each hide. Okay. You were rolling manage household for these hides.
Yes. So because of my bless animals in sea season last year, or whatever, I have a plus 80% per hide, but then minus 15, so it's plus 65, so it's a 133 skill for each of the hides.
Good work. So you're rolling manage households.
Good.
So the first one is a success.
Okay, so you'll get the 40 lunars from it as a managed hide.
The next one is a success.
You'll get 40 lunars from it.
24.
I think a 21 is your special cutoff.
Success.
So success. Yeah. So you get 40 lunars from it as well.
Ooh.
So you make 120. Go ahead.
No, that's a special.
Is it?
Is it?
What's your skill?
What was your skill?
133.
133. Okay, sorry. I thought you said something different.
Yeah.
Okay, so a special success will give you 60 lunars for that hide. I'm assuming that's your cattle hide and that it did well. Okay. Because it will give you 50% more.
Oh, that was the Calor cattle hide.
Yes, exactly. That was Calor. He's helping. Okay, cool. So you'll make 140 lunars this year.
Appropriate.
Okay. These are not temple lands, so you will have to tithe them, and then you will subtract 200 lunars for your noble standard of living. Can you afford all of that? Okay. It's 228 lunars total. Or no, that's not right. It's 214 lunars total.
It's hard to be rich, apparently, or noble. I guess you could be.
It's easy. It's just expensive. It costs a lot of money, and generally, a noble would have 5 hides of land, which in an average year would support you. But as a single young member of the clan without any kids, you don't have 5 hides.
You need to go get yourself a husband.
Getting there.
Just working on it.
I know. I'm trying to decide if it's good or bad. Which one of the two I like the most. Not that you really
Hey, there may be a third waiting in the wings somewhere. We don't know yet. Okay, so that went pretty well. Yeah. I'm going to make a note that 1607's harvest result is excellent. Because we're kind of setting up the future for this stuff. You know, roughly speaking, your clan comes out of the year okay. Not as bountiful as usual, but good enough that no one's really suffering, at least any more than usual.
Due to somebody's really good thinking ahead of time and planning.
Yeah. Okay, so that was adventurer income. You guys collected your money, you spent your money, you did all that stuff. Aging rolls. All of you get 1 year older.
Yay.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Not really feeling it yet. Not that old.
Okay, next up would be, if we wanted to do family roles, we would do them here. These would determine things like, did somebody have a kid? Did somebody die? I don't really feel like doing them this year, but
okay.
I don't think there's a lot there for us. I might go over, flip through. I'll age up all of your relatives and stuff. And if there's any adjustments to be made, I'll make them there.
Odorous is a man.
There shouldn't be anything. Say what?
Oh, is that one
another
of your
brother?
Siblings?
Another brother?
How are we gonna end up going on the adventure with all your brothers, all your younger brothers?
Nice. There you go. So we'll have some relatives come up, and we'll have some people older and whatnot. I might make a few checks for some of your extended family members to see if they have kids or anything, but otherwise we're good. Okay, the next thing that happens, last thing that happens really, is the omens table.
Scandal.
Kathea, this is you.
What am I rolling?
The omens table. Now remember, high rolls are good,
Do I have
low
to?
rolls are bad. You have to. This is your roll. You are reading the stars, looking for omens, seeing the future.
Oh, dear Lord.
I
rolled a 15.
A 15? That's 15. Just ill-favored. That's just ill-favored. That's a negative 10 to the harvest roll. Okay.
Can we let somebody that's more attached to the clan than me roll this from now on? I feel really
No, this
guilty.
is important for you.
Rolling
Okay,
crappy.
so the omens that you see for 1607, all right, you see some things.
Yeah.
And that they all make you a little nervy. This is where your ill-favored omens come from. You see a great boar riding around the land, smashing stuff, trotting about. You see red cloaks and swords marching.
Oh boy, are they curved
I think
swords?
those are the core of your omens. You see some other stuff, but like they're more abstract or confusing. But you see red cloaks and swords on the march. You see a great boar smashing stuff.
Great. Okay, and then we'll pick up with sea season next time.
Yep, absolutely.
Presumably, I didn't mention it, but I will swear once again during the Lorna High Holy Day to go off and fulfill my duty.
Okay, so service to the elves once more. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, which will be in our season this year.
Cool. Yep. All right, sounds good. All right, so that's I think a good place to end. So we have some ominous omens, omens. It's repetition, but you see those things happening, and you have a whole big year. On a plus side, you think the harvest is going to look pretty okay. So see how that goes.
Bad stuff is going to happen, but it's not due to the harvest not coming in.
Right. Yep. There you go. All right. Cool. So we'll close it up there. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll wrap this one, and we will all see each other next time. All right. Bye.